Yo,
All
Tim.
right, all right. What's up, Ray? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, man. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend, man.
I did. It was beautiful here.
Oh
I
yeah,
hit 60 degrees. The birds were chirping. It was beautiful. Spring has arrived
it is. It's
here.
nice. We had some tough storms down here, man. There's some
Yeah.
tornadoes.
Oof. Not a fan of those. We don't
No,
get many of those up here.
yeah, you don't. But
But
yeah, good to see you, man. It is a great
yeah,
Monday. Lot
very
of
good.
news, Tim. A lot of things happening.
A lot of news. I went on and I helped reveal the first P1 gold monster. It was Sendai, Japan
Oh,
over the weekend.
how many
Yes.
people is it? Does that have 1 million people?
Just over 1 million people. One of them was my brother for about 4 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in Japan teaching English.
Oh, look at that.
So it's pretty funny. I'm like, hey, I knew somebody there.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, it was funny to see that. And then we got a couple more coming out. And I think it's 90 something coming out tonight or today,
Oh,
all day
90?
long. Yeah, it's up to 90.
Wow.
So it seems to be increasing at a regular pace.
Quite a clip. Yeah,
Yep.
no, that's it is it's very interesting, this thing. Got a lot of cities, a lot of cool stuff. Well, look, there you got the checks.
And of course, I just bring this up because I got to watch this countdown timer for us. But
You're
there's some
early this
steals and deals right here.
yeah, you're early this time.
Enough time to use fast gas and get in here and bump these up. 504, 507, 501. That's the Levi's brand, and then 522
Yes. And I think
for the
you want
check
to talk
marks.
about too, if you'd let everybody know that, I mean, I know a lot of people watch the recording and stuff like that too, but I think we're going to do 8, right? 8 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, the monsters are a little more fun and exciting to
Well,
watch.
the
I mean, if we're
reveal.
going to
Well,
be
yeah,
honest,
it's a
the
reveal. I get it.
reveal.
The auction's cool. I mean, but I'm saying
These
the
check
reveal.
marks. I mean, there's been rumors that there's going to be an update to the
It is.
docs, and people we're going to find out what these check marks mean.
It is. I heard from my crypto adventures. That's right.
That's
She's on
right.
top of stuff. So I know she's got the inside lane there.
Somebody's got the inside scoop. They got to let us report.
That's
But
right.
yeah, not that these aren't cool and exciting, because these are definitely, without the empowerment, going for this much is a pretty penny for these things. So
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to find out what these are going to evolve to. I mean, I know it's going to be cool, but
Yes.
without that info, we're just watching them float between 5 and 700.
Yeah.
Bee
Be
honey,
honest.
which is growing every day
It is growing.
inside the treasury, inside the Queen's hack vault, all this kind of stuff. So it's nothing to sneeze at with these check marks. But
But yeah, you got the monsters with the story. I mean,
the
there's a lot of
monsters.
they got a lot of stuff going on, man. The reveals, and then you got and
You
like
want me
you
to show
said,
off a couple of these right now? Want
oh
to start off
sure,
with these, or you want to
yeah,
go news first? You tell
no,
me.
go for it, man. That looks good.
This is one of the blues. I'm just gonna hit refresh and see if it has revealed yet. So I think that's what I did. Yeah,
Oh,
there
look
it
at you,
is.
Saint George,
St. George. Where do you think
U.S.
that
now.
is?
That's Saint George, United States.
Yes, it is.
Wow, look, seventy-two
St. George
thousand.
was 72,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna find out. Do you know
Oh,
what? Did you look it up already? Is that what it
I did
was?
not. No, I didn't.
St. George is over. Where does that say? Utah.
Utah, the Utes. Wow,
That's funny because let me take that out of the way. We'll find out where in Utah that is. St. George,
that's right, right south.
southwest corner,
Wow,
not far
right,
from Vegas.
Vegas,
St.
and then
George.
Saint Salt Lake City's way up there. So yeah, it's kind of its own little area. Look at that.
Yeah,
Huh.
very nice. St.
That is
George
cool.
getting
Saint.
onto the map.
I like it.
And that, of course, was this one came out this morning, as you may have heard.
I
The
did.
only P1 to happen today was in Eugene, Oregon.
P1.
Is it Oregon or
Oregon.
Oregon?
It's Oregon.
Oregon, like the instrument, Oregon.
That's right. Oregon. That's right. Pipe organ.
And just to be fair to everybody, let's show it off where Eugene, Oregon is.
Yeah. That's a
Wanna
P1. That's a nice
P1.
yeah.
So there's how many million were in that town?
Is that 100? No, 100
Did it
somewhere.
say
100 some thousand.
population?
170?
Ooh, Let me hit it up.
180.
163.
Oh, is that 60? That's a 6? Okay.
163.
Yeah, man.
That's funny. I thought they had more than that there.
No, it's
To be a P1.
It's a P1, man.
Whoop. Sorry.
What you got going on there, Tim?
Well, it's scrolling fast. That's where Eugene, Oregon is.
So it's not on the coast. Close. It's not on the coast. Where were you? We out far enough? You trying to see it from space, man?
Yeah. I got to get my bearings.
All right. Good for you, man. There you go.
Yeah. A straight line to Florence and on the water there. There it is.
You go.
And then Albany. There's an Albany in New York, too. It's funny how many names repeat all over the country. You don't realize till you start looking around.
Yeah.
Albany is the capital of New York.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
But anyway, cool. Eugene, Oregon, 163,000 people right over there. Hey, that looked like a pretty nice picture.
I didn't know, too. Look, it is kind of in the middle of, just in the middle of nowhere. That's all national forest around there.
Looks good.
Nice, beautiful land. Let me say hi, get everybody. George, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Good to see you. Healthy and happy. Good to hear. Hello. Yes, start the week. It's a great Monday. Absolutely. Happy Monday. Buenas noches to you, Mauricia. Thank you for helping me with Spanish all the time. And Ariel, good evening. Good to see you. How you doing? Let's go. Hello, Hive. What's up, Josh? There's the poker guy. He's still searching for one. He's looking for a P1, Tim.
Everybody's looking for
Everybody's looking for that. That's right. Good evening, my crypto adventures. Good to see you. And there you go. Look at Hatsack. Hello, Greens. Happy Monday. Yep, that's awesome. And yes, howdy bees family. Good to have you. But yeah, that's all. That's good
just
stuff.
Just to take a look at, I'm just going to scroll through some of these, and you can check out the names if you want to see any of the others.
How many came out today? 50?
I think it's 79 and 71 is 150. 150. Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So here, if you see one that Loganova, there's tons here. So I mean, I don't know if you want to find one,
some with a little, more of a crazier price, you might be in the P2s and the P3s. But yeah, you can go in anyone you want, man.
I'm just taking a look for. We got the 150 to choose from, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
Looking for something.
And it's awesome that there's all these, like I said, you got the different kind of species and stuff,
That too. But they're from all over, and they're all different prices already. It's pretty cool, and they're not even awake from their slumber.
Yeah, they're still.
Here we go. Shadows. What's that? Sankt Peter Indur or Market?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to attempt
that. This is terrible. We're going to have some international guests come on and help us out with some of these.
Absolutely. Look at that guy. Bailout? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that it? For real? Click on him. Bailout.
I think it's Bellew.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm making that up too. They're making up that too. You got bailout on the brain there.
Yeah, where do you think this is? It was very small lettering, Tim.
It's in France, where they're having all those parties in the street right now.
They are partying in the street, not like in the their own quantitative easing.
Yeah, and who's the main man over there? Macron. They're trying to.
You see him slip off his watch? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was a video thing though. He was making noise. He didn't want it to make.
I know, but still, it's funny.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They'll pick anything out of the crowd. But you want to see where this one is in France?
Yes.
Here we go. See how far it is from the festival that's going on.
Right.
Whoop. Again with the scrolling. Here it comes.
There we go.
Bellew. Oh, not far from Belgium.
Mm.
You want me to go all the way out to the so we could see the poles?
Sure. Sure.
It's right here on there with Saint Omer. I'm looking for where's Paris? Isn't Paris over here?
No, I think it's down. It's closer to Germany, man. You gotta go down.
I'm trying. I didn't want to lose
Amiens.
Saint Quentin.
Paris.
Where?
No, I'm just saying.
There it is.
is.
So it's
That
way
big.
north. It's way
Hey,
north.
that's going to be a big.
See, I was trying to zoom out, and you yelling at me. I'm
That's a
losing
big
my pace.
P1 right there, man.
Yeah, that's a major.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's up over here. We lost it now, but up over here, northern up by Belgium. Yeah. Very cool though.
Look, I didn't know they had a jersey in France. It's Jersey.
That's right.
There you go. No, Jersey. That's cool, man.
And it's on the coast too, just like our Jersey.
Yep.
Your Jersey. Were you born in Jersey, Ray, or you just hung out there for a little while?
Yeah, no, I was born there. Left when I was young. Yep. Jason, nice. Good to see you, brother. Hello, Night Owl.
Let me see if we go hit the back button. I don't know if you want to explore another one or two. Let's
yeah,
you know what?
Like that's a P2 as well. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
But it's a small one, 14,000, 14.8.
Yeah, okay.
So that's
look at that. Is that Bull Run? Look, these are crazy. Did you see the name?
I didn't do that.
There was above it was Bailout and then Bull Run. Right under there. See?
Bull Run.
Bull Run.
I guess we got to find out where that town is, don't we?
Just at least where it's at. US. It's in the United States.
Yes. A P2 US, another 14.9, so another 15,000.
Yes.
And pretty soon I'm going to get to know where 3877 are. We're going to be able to tell where these things are just by the numbers.
From coordinates. We're going to get that's right. You're right, man.
Bull Run. All right, I'm going to look it up.
What do you think?
Bull Run?
I think it's in North Dakota.
North Dakota. You looked it up already.
Bull Run, North Dakota. No. What do you got?
It's by Costco. That's where it is. Virginia.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Very populated place. It's right in the middle of it on it, man. Oh look.
It's over there by that other place.
DC.
The District of Columbia.
You don't want to be near there.
Oh, the Bull Run. What's it doing so close to Washington?
That's right. That's it, man.
All right, cool. Very nice, very nice. 150 of them out today. And let's see how many. Last thing we'll do is look up how many are coming out tomorrow. How about that? March.
Yeah, man. This is a cool. I like I said, I've been reading on Twitter. People even calling it, man. The monsters might be pulling us out into them and getting us into the Bull Run, man. You know what I'm saying?
103, 196. Yeah, look at that. That would be 199, right?
Wow.
Coming out tomorrow.
Wow.
Revealing a little bit.
They are.
So we got a lot of work if we're going to be.
I can't wait to see too, like what it does when he comes out of the slumber, like you said.
Yeah, when they wake up and get dressed, this is going to be fun.
That's it. That's cool, man. You know, like I said, this is super interesting. Like just even minting them.
It's cool minting them, and then I don't know what they're going to do from all over there. They all have the four of them have different powers. Which is going to be great, but they're obviously spread out all over the world, which is going to be fun to see them, come together, work together, whatever they're going to do, from town to town. I mean, who knows? But that makes for a lot of fun, like, March Madness.
Yeah.
Everybody roots for their local team to get through. UConn still in it. That's why I was like,
I got to pull that up too. We still got March Madness Final Four now, Tim.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, I pulled it up. But if you didn't,
you go ahead. Right, I don't have it up. I'm just, I'm not in the bracket, so I'm just secretly rooting for UConn.
So there you go. Okay, and I'm gonna start with the Sweet 16 because it was a great tournament so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had Miami go through. I gotta eat crow, Tim, because I remember when I picked. We gotta have a little flashback when I made fun of San Diego State. And San Diego State is in the Final Four, Tim.
Nice.
They made it. They beat Alabama. Then they beat in the Big 8. But this is what it looked like here. Down to the Elite 8. It was Florida Atlantic over Kansas State, UConn over Gonzaga, Miami beat Texas. That was my team, Texas. And Creighton, San Diego State eked out a victory over Creighton.
Wow.
Just by 1. And then you got, here it is, the big one. This is the big granddaddy. Final Four, Tim. Florida Atlantic against San Diego State. That's pretty cool, man.
Wow.
That's a bracket breaker right there, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet you no one that plays those brackets really picked them, right? I know we did the wheel spinning, so we just kind of got what we got. And then over on the other one is Miami, Florida versus the Yukon. There you go. And then
Let's go
obviously
UConn.
that's huh?
Go Huskies.
Go. I'm all about San Diego State. That's who I'm pulling for because I did get that on the spin. But April 1st, April Fool's Day, Final Four, man. And then we'll find out for the national
That's
championship
right.
is on Monday, April 3rd. And you remember, everybody, whoever wins this, out of these four, you get a princess queen. Wow.
Nice.
That's a big deal, man.
That is awesome. I just have to mention that for the first time in 15 years, the Yukon women have been eliminated from the Final Four.
Yeah, they're always there, aren't they?
For the last 15 years, the first 15 years, they haven't made the Final Four. So, well. As streaks come to an end, the Bull Run has to, ease up a little bit. So they'll regroup. I'm sure they'll be back. But,
I think I always remember the Lady Vols too. The Lady Vols are usually in there pretty good.
Yeah, that's a recognizable name.
Yep.
Very cool. You got any other news? You want me to blast off a couple things?
Yeah, you got some things, and then I'll come back. I got some news. I got some videos. Go through some Twitter. There's some stuff, man. Stuff's afoot. Tim.
Let's see if I can start light. Here we go. Bring this up. The Home Depot goes after kids on this one.
Home Depot.
And Home Depot is building an immersive metaverse experience for kids on the Roblox virtual gaming platform. So they're putting Home Depot into Roblox so the kids can build inside there, and they'll be able to participate and experience the Red Cliff City and visit Home Depot's new metaverse storefront. So they'll be greeted by a virtual store assistant, and players will be offered a choice of 3 projects to build with varying difficult levels, birdhouses, mini flower garden, and a small car. It's funny because I don't see how a car goes into Home Depot, but I guess they need that. I thought it would be maybe a what do you call that? A farming machine.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Instead of the car. But so Roblox is going straight for the kids. So I guess they're thinking adoption is not going to happen until these kids grow up and get going. That's why they're going after the kids first.
Right.
But that's where they're entering the metaverse.
Oh yeah.
Then you got Amazon. This is a big one. NFTs will be tied to real world assets. Yes. And there's a possible of a token floating out a token for Amazon itself.
Mm-hmm.
So they were tying their purchases to NFTs and everything that you would get in the digital world inside the metaverse. You can have all of your purchases inside the digital world itself. And so, for instance, you'd be able to purchase a fashion-oriented NFT tied to a pair of jeans. You pay with a credit card, and just as you would with any other Amazon purchase. So you wouldn't have to do the MetaMask setup, everything. We were having a little conversation about that earlier. Yeah. So it's really going to be a private world that they're building, so you don't have to do all of the other real crypto-related events. But they have 167 million people. Where was that on Amazon? 167 million Prime members. There it is.
Yeah,
I read that before. So they're going to start their own little, universe right there with 167 million people before they get them to get off. And they were trying to liken this to the Starbucks. So we talked about that, I think, last week. How Starbucks has such a big platform.
Yeah, Starbucks is doing a loyalty with the Polygon network, right?
Yes.
So, that's why people see all these different cryptos and they're like, oh, where how's this up in the top 10, or just all these different tokens, how do they get value? Well, they don't understand. They're partnering up with pretty large companies that are in Web 2, Tim.
Did we mention it on the show that Amazon, not Amazon?
I was gonna put it on there. I just pulled it up while I was typing. Yeah.
But the Starbucks or the Amazon one?
No, the Amazon. Yep. Amazon.
Yeah, Starbucks has. This was a fun fact that Starbucks has $1.5 billion wrapped up, that they basically, if you call it the float, right? Wrapped up on their loyalty cards. because
Yep.
people load up their cards with $20
Yep.
and probably $50 because Starbucks is not cheap. But they have $1.5 billion floating overnight before everybody, reloads their card or does whatever. So
Yeah.
just wrapped up in their gift cards or loyalty cards, they have that much money sitting there for Starbucks to do whatever they want with.
Yeah.
Of course, they have to serve up the coffee eventually, but people keep rolling those up. But that's their daily average sitting in the bank, waiting for people to spend. So that's an amazing system that they've built up and around.
They're bigger than some banks, obviously, right?
They are the number one online payment platform. They're bigger than Apple Pay, and they're bigger than this Prime system. So they have the number one app out there.
That's something to say right there.
That is amazing. Here's a quick one. I'm not going to go into this because it's governmental, but the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, the DAO, is up to become recognized as a legal entity in Utah. Right.
Wow.
So these are sponsors of the bill, these two guys, and I won't get into that because it's not, all kinds of legal mumbo jumbo. But Utah looking to make DAOs legit.
Well, there's some real states that I'm liking, Tim. Utah's one of them. Arizona's starting to look good. Texas is looking good. Florida's looking good. Yes.
Wyoming's one of the first ones with City DAO. Yep.
Absolutely. It is.
Yeah, they're coming around. They're coming around. So they got to keep that flowing. So the adoption, keeps coming. Keep talking about it. Oh, yeah. This one was cool. I forget where I found it, but there's a new is this token coming out? Yeah. The ERC 4337. Have you heard about it? It's got some amazing things that it can do, and I'll tell you a little bit about this. But it's potentially on par with the merge in terms of aiding mass adoption for crypto. So very cool things. Let me just scroll through. It's a big, long article, but there was a couple things I want to talk about here. This is going to be identified 3 areas where it can help onboard billions into Web3: education, infrastructure, and mentality and perception shift. So let me scroll through to a couple of the headlines. But it's going to create smart accounts. You know how we were talking today about you got to set up a MetaMask and you got to do this. Now it's just going to be a smart account. So we're going to ditch the seed phrase.
Okay.
And they're just going to have a smart account where you're going to have a serious password for that, and you'll be able to get in and do that through your smart account. Alternative wallet recovery. So you'll be able to get rid of the seed phrase, and you'll be able to do a more normal recovery options, closer to traditional banking. So
as long as I'm not giving them to somebody, Tim.
No, you'll keep it yourself, and I guess there'll be different layers of. You'll be able to answer questions down the road that will get your stuff back. So more like the 2-factor authentication that you've got, fingerprints, facial recognition, all that kind of stuff where, it'll help you get back in, and you won't be sitting on that mountain trying to think up that last word that you, forgot because you only have one more chance to get in.
You got one more shot, man.
Bundling, you're going to be able to bundle stuff. This was a cool concept here because now you'll be able to, how we talked about you pay for one thing and you can't put things together. If we were talking about a restaurant, like if you had a pizza, you couldn't get a pizza and a burger. Right. This one, you're going to be able to bundle those, and the ERC 4337s together and then check out all in one. So you just put it in like a shopping cart in a basket together and do one authorization to pay for all those things. Wow. So you could set up a menu for a restaurant.
That is cool. So you're saying this is already out, or this is coming?
No, this is what's coming about the same time as the merge comes.
Well, the merge already happened, didn't it?
Not the merge. The what's the
unstaking? I got
yes.
Shanghai. Gotcha.
Correct. Okay. So then subscriptions were going to be another one. There it is. Wow. So right now, when you do a subscription, you have to go in and authorize every month. This will make that automatic. So subscriptions will be able to happen. So everything's going to happen a lot more seamlessly, just like you do now with your credit card or whatever. But you'll be able to do it with these tokens. this new
Yeah,
kind of
that's cool,
token.
man.
So it's going to be very cool. And then it gives you some extra stuff. I'm going to put a link to this into the comments because it's pretty deep
Yeah.
article, but it
Yeah.
does mean that everybody's going to be able to have some fun with that.
Absolutely. KP
Let me
Queen,
get
happy
that back up
Monday.
there.
And yes, Greg said crack coffee. That's what they do. That is correct. Starbucks.
There it is. That
No, that's
that
a cool one,
article
man. And
I threw in
that's
there.
the whole
So anybody
point, Tim.
watching there.
That's what's gonna really bring adoption is when they have this more user friendly tools, man. And that's it's kind of the pain point with us, with any of us
Right.
having to learn so much and really you got to know what you're doing because you could really get wrecked and mess up.
Well, it's come a long way since we started, with the multi steps that we had to do to get in and,
Yep.
and move stuff from 3 different places and get in. If they make the barrier to entry nearly seamless or something that everybody recognizes, then they'll be able to feel comfortable getting in there and not being so nervous about rug pulls or getting money in and out if they change their mind.
Yeah.
There won't be so many steps involved. You still got to be careful. And I guess I should play our most important little clip just for everybody. Where is it? There.
Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing that as well. I'm going to have probably a Zoom once a week and start, get back into that where we literally help people and kind of get into,
well, this seems amazing that it's going to be super simple to help people get in, because we know everybody's, I don't have a MetaMask wallet. I don't want to remember 24 words. I don't want to, if they do this and MetaMask or somebody else, makes a version where they can make it easy for people to get in, then all bets are off. People will be pouring in, even with just a little bit, whatever they have, a couple $100. Maybe they pick up an NFT, maybe they pick up a monster. Maybe they pick up their subscriptions to their magazines or whatever they're going to be doing, but do it through crypto, and that's going to be exciting.
Right on, man. No, that's good stuff, man. Good
but just before you start any news, I want you to know that we got 2 minutes to go before these checks go off. If anybody wants one, they're on sale tonight.
That's right. Look at it.
Come on in and get it done.
We'll pop back, right?
All right.
It's all good. And it is my like I said, my thing is obviously we've been talking about it past week. A lot of craziness going on, with the world, and this isn't just like to kind of like I said, freaking people out, but it truly is. There's stuff happening, man. I mean, and for people not to be aware of what the heck is going on, you don't just get this, kind of be the reserve currency of the world when you hear and you're doing, your Federal Reserve's doing crazy stuff. You keep printing money. People are starting to be like, whatever, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to play a couple of videos because I was telling you, last week I told you China and Russia got together and, they're not really wanting to use the dollar, right? And I mean, that's the second largest economy in the world. That's China. And Russia is the second largest holder of oil in the world. So, those two can do whatever they want, right? And then you start getting into with all the, geopolitical stuff and wars and things like that. People start changing their minds, right? And that is one of the main things is the dollar is pegged to oil. That's a big deal. And it is why we've been able to be the reserve currency. And it gives us a lot of privilege and weight when we are that. That's how we do all kinds of sanctions when we do this to countries and all that. It's because everybody uses our dollar. And, this is kind of the first time ever where our dollar is not strengthening when all this stuff is happening. It's getting weaker. And this is, like I said, it's the president.
It's like when you were on the playground and you had the basketball and you said, never mind, I'm taking my basketball home and you guys can't play anymore.
It's true.
Somebody else is bringing a ball to the playground. You don't have the control anymore, Ray.
You don't. And then you're like, what do you do then? It's not a fun thing, man. And people need to, be aware. And listen, I don't do whatever you want. Like I said, it's not financial advice. I mean, you could be a gold bug. You can do gold. And what's great, gold has always been the base value of money. It's always been, right? So if you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm more all about, Bitcoin, crypto, and the tokens in our ecosystem, whether it's M2, B Honey. I'm all about that stuff because we hold it all, right? We own it. It's in our MetaMask wallets, in our decentralized wallet. It's on decentralized exchanges. We don't have to go to some FTX where that guy's gone now and go trade it in for his paper Bitcoin, right? It's all of this concept, but I'm not going on a rant, but this is important. It's real. This isn't just something like, oh, it can never happen. It's real. It is literally happening. This is a, kind of, like this is getting historic, man. So, like I said, Kenya, I know it's not, I mean, it's a one of many countries, but you're starting to, they would have never said this, right? I tell you, 10, 15 years ago, a country would not say this. So here you go.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. For the people,
couple of weeks, Tim. It's a couple of weeks. And again, I'm just going to go down the line because I'm telling you, this is all real. It's all happening. And it isn't. It's not. People should never take it out as to be. This is never. It's not a point to be scared. It's a time to do some things that are smart. That's what they want you to do. Right. I mean, do you all real? I mean, just in general, do you see all this that's happening with the Fed, and the Fed is doing all this stuff? Do you really think that this is? I mean, they have purpose. They do these things. This is not an accident. They're not stupid people, right? But I'm just telling you, this is my opinion. I think they're freaking people out about banks and all this stuff because I think, Tim, there's going to be some Fed coin. I think there's going to be Fed One, whatever their thing is that they've been working on with the blockchain.
Fed now.
That's right. U.S. coin, whatever that is, whatever that central bank digital currency is, they're going to freak you out of your own, scared of your banks. Come over here. Come over to the Fed, right? Mm-hmm. We'll hug you and do all good things, right? We're going to protect you. And that's what happens in these things. I'm saying, there's a lot of other choices. Don't make, crazy decisions just because they're scaring people out of this system that's been the way we've been, and dealing with things for a couple 100 years now. But they know we've been saying it for like 3 years, Tim. We've been telling you they're building blockchains. They're doing their own thing. Right. It wasn't a secret. But that's what they do. But again, didn't mean to go off on a tangent. But here he goes. The Watcher.guru is saying Kenya signs deal with Saudi Arabia and UAE to buy oil with Kenyan shillings instead of US dollar. And yet, so what? I'm not saying that's a big, like, oh, we're, like the Kenyan shillings is going to overtake the dollars. I'm just saying when you start seeing these dominoes like that fall, countries are changing, and the world currency has always been, right, the US dollar. It's always been pegged. Wow. All the oil has always been pegged to that. It's a big deal, right? This, and listen, CNN, Fox News, you can go either one, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't care less about the political crap. It's ridiculous. I think they're both clowns. I'm not a big, mainstream media anyway. You can easily research anything you want on your own now. But they're both saying the same thing. How many times have you ever seen both of the news networks saying the same thing, right? They're usually, kind of, gaslighting to get ratings numbers and stuff. They're saying the same thing, Tim. Did you say something?
No, they're usually saying the exact opposite of each other.
They are. So I'll play a little bit of this, right? Just saying.
That said, Washington's weaponizing of the dollar over the last decade has led many important countries to search for ways to make sure that they do not become the next Russia. The numbers are revealing. The share of dollars in global central bank reserves has dropped from roughly 70% 20 years ago to less than 60% today and falling steadily. The Europeans and the Chinese are trying to build international payment systems outside the dollar-dominated SWIFT. Saudi Arabia has flirted with the idea of pricing its oil in yuan. India is settling most of its oil purchases from Russia in non-dollar currencies. Digital currencies might be another alternative, and in fact, China's central bank has created one. All of these alternatives add costs. But the last few years should have taught us that increasingly nations are willing to pay a price when they want political goals to trump economic ones. We keep searching for the single replacement for the dollar, and there will not be one. But could the currency suffer weakness by 1,000 cuts? That seems a more likely scenario.
And that's what he's talking about. When you see that, and they call them the BRICS countries. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're all starting to work together to, go and start paying for oil in dollars. All important stuff, man. And that's what I'm saying.
No, in a different currency, not dollars.
That's right. In a different, in there, whatever.
And I think it's the yen, or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah. I mean, that they can choose, because again, China that's the second largest economy, man. That is definitely for real.
Yep.
And then just so you see, it's Fox. Like I said, they never speak in the same thing. And here you go.
Monica, the world's reserve currency. So it's a privilege for the United States for the dollar to have been the world's currency. How does that relate to each individual American? How has that changed or impacted or improved our lives throughout the last several decades?
Yeah, I mean, it's given the United States incredible dominance in the world in terms of the economic system and in terms of trade. It's kept prices down. So whether it's energy prices, whether it's your food prices, the entire global economic system is reliant on the safe and secure dollar. But that is no longer true, again, because we've been printing money like crazy and devalued.
Printing money. And do you realize, do people realize that is the Federal Reserve? And we make jokes all the time. It's neither federal nor does it have reserves. And it's not a government. I mean, when you say that it's not federal, it's not a government entity. And you will see they're going to spin up their thing, and that's what you're going to be on. Like you said, what is it called? Fed Now? Is that what you said?
Fed Now. Yep.
That's crazy, man. That's what's going on. I mean, that thing has been around and waiting, right? Doing its thing. So, be aware. And like I said, this was from a little bit ago. Who's the clown now? So this is just last little bit, right? And here you go.
To the person who is about to grab their car keys and go to the ATM and take out $3,000, you say what?
You don't need to. Your ATM is safe. Your banks are safe. There's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. We will do whatever we need to do to make sure that there's enough cash in the banking system.
He said there's an infinite amount of cash. Yeah. That's amazing. Now, if that's not a commercial for Bitcoin, I don't know what is, right? There isn't an infinite amount of Bitcoin, right?
Right.
12 million Bitcoin. And again, this is, like I said, this is why we are all about what we're doing. And like I said, you can do whatever you want. You can do gold and silver. You can do any of that. But you can look at out of the past 11 years, it's far outperformed. And yeah, gold might take a big jump right now. But from 11 years ago, it's only up 2 or 3%, right? Gold. Mm-hmm. And what is Bitcoin up? We've compared this before. That's up thousands and thousands of percent. You could have bought you could have bought a Bitcoin back in 2011, 2012, $100, right?
Less than that. I think it was closer to $1.
It is. It's crazy. So,
but you mentioned Bitcoin. I'm just going to throw in that I think Michael Saylor had some Bitcoin staked for collateralized in a loan at SVB, right? Silicon Valley Bank.
Yep.
He went and paid off the loan.
Yeah.
Right. So he paid back the loan and took his Bitcoin back. And then he went and bought more Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So he's averaging, I think, $23,000 per Bitcoin for all the stuff he knows. Everybody thought he was going to go to zero and be, hung from the rafters for his company.
Right.
But they're doing just fine. He went and paid back his loan, took his Bitcoin back, and went and bought more. So.
Just like our good friend Bukele,
yep.
That's what he did. I mean, there you go, man. Now he's going to start creating Bitcoin bonds, right? So, Like I said, I hope the U.S. isn't ridiculous, but this is what you look at the fiat Venezuela is worthless, right? This is their Venezuelan dollars all in the streets, right? Not saying it's going to be anything like that. But that's what happens when your currency just completely loses its value. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't some kind of weird thing, and it isn't something where some country is too big, right? This is not like banks and somebody's going to bail you out, too big to fail. People would be happy to see us fail, Tim. I'm sure they're just chomping at the
Yeah.
bit. So it's real, man. Things are happening, and you need to be aware of what the heck is going on. And let me see. I wanted to do this one last thing. This is just kind of to wrap it all up. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is just shows you how crazy it is. Anyways, is just in First Citizen Bank agrees to buy Silicon Valley Bank for $500 million. And just a year ago, SVB was worth $40 billion. And it operated as the 14th largest bank in the U.S. 1 month ago, First Citizens was half the size of SVB. And it just gobbled it up, man. So
Yeah.
crazy, man. And it just shows you there's a lot of things, man. And you need to start, plugging in. Like I said, I know I'm going to start doing Zooms and, talking about this stuff seriously. You need to start thinking, right? Thinking on your own. These are your decisions. Nobody's telling you to just all jump into Bitcoin, but you need to make decisions, right? And I think it's a good idea to be a custodial and hold your own assets. And again, you could do that with gold. But they're also doing that with gold. They do paper gold. They trade paper gold on the markets and silver, right? That's why that number is also manipulated, right? Who knows where that could go as well.
Well,
right?
I think Ray, the smartest thing to say, and without giving financial advice, is diversification.
Right.
And you should have a little gold. You should obviously have some cash on hand. You got your stuff in the bank, but you should have some crypto. You should have a crypto wallet set up. You should be able to have a little bit of crypto in there, no matter how much it is or what kind it is, whether it's M2 or whether it's Tether or another stable coin or Ethereum, which we love. Have a little bit, maybe of each of them in there, so that if and when things go south, like some people are saying, you're ready and prepared and have a little bit so that you can survive and move and do the deals you need to do. But yeah, just to have a little bit so what's going on in that space. We obviously believe having plenty of those different coins in our wallets that crypto is the future. So and I think there's going to be a lot of people that see it that way. Not wanting to be tied, whether you are on the outside of the U.S. looking all jealous at them, saying I can't wait for the U.S. to fail, or now Russia and China teaming up. I don't want to go team up with them, and I'm not impressed with what the U.S. is doing right now. So crypto is the future, and I'm looking at it that way, just to be knowledgeable and ready to go when that diversification has to mean something, mean what I've been doing and setting up for me and for my kids. I mean, that's why I got into this, right? That was my story. Is the kids were like, what do we do now so that we'll be set up in the future? I said, let's get some crypto and let it ride.
Yeah.
Hold on to it because, it's going to come around.
Right on. And yeah, I see Greg. Yeah. I mean, M2, we've talked about it several times, way back in its all-time low in November. Was it November, October, something like that?
Yep.
So like 400 and some percent, Greg. I mean, it's absolutely, you got to go along with anything. Bitcoin and Ethereum all pulled back 60, 70%. Those are the lead sled dogs, and the whole crypto market did its thing. So yeah, I mean, if you were to get back in when, again, like anybody tells you, Warren Buffett, you get it at the lows and you would have just had a 400% gain. So it's went up from November till now over 400%. The global warming will be solved without. That's right. That's right. Good to see you, Scott. Wine gift boxes. There you go. Good to see you. And you can't sanction Russians and remove the dollar. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Yes. I don't like any of the controlling things, right? I don't like the central bank digital currencies because it is very, very controlling. You will not be able to do things freely. Everything will be transparent. I mean, they like it on your end, but I guarantee you the Fed One coin is still going to be a little opaque, right? They're not going to have that transparency, but they're going to have transparency on the other way, right?
Well, it's going to be transparent because they're already giving us the transparency by telling us they're going to print another $1 trillion worth of paper. So, What do you think they're gonna? These guys are asking. How do you know Bitcoin's only 21 million? How do you know they're not going to issue another 20 million Bitcoin? I was like, well, because we know computer code, and that's the way. That's why it has value the way it does. They're never going to make any more. And there's no owner sitting there going, yeah, well, let's spill out another 10 billion coins. But Fed now has that mentality. So when they come out and give you 1,000, they're going to go, oh yeah, and we'll give you another 1,000 next week and 1,000 after that. And then what does that mean when everybody's getting $1,000?
Yep, absolutely. And they're always consolidating, trying to make it too bigger to fail, right? Governments are for the bees. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm for the bees too. Bees and monsters, So yes, I'm all about the bees. Bees are like I said, that also the bee honey. We looked at the dates. That's getting close too, Tim.
Yes, May 11th.
Oh look, George dropping a little bit of stuff over there. Come on, man. What? There you go. That's what I'm talking about, George.
Wasn't me.
I didn't see anything, George. I don't know. It is. I guarantee you, George. Absolutely. But yes, that's there's a lot of cool stuff. Just good to be in this ecosystem. And I will start doing Zoom. I want more people that if you wanted to bring and start learning more about this, that's what we do. I'm going to do the Zoom, whether if it's our bees community or just some new Twitter community or whatever. But I'm going to start doing that because we need to start getting back into getting people aware of what the heck is really going on over here, right? Yeah. And hopefully that thing is up, like you said, up and running. And even that, still people are going to have to be shown what that is. And even if it's easy, Pete, there's going to be steps and things that need to be.
Yeah, well, you're going to need an online community that you can lean on because it's not going to be run out of your bank. They're going to be doing their own stuff. They're going to be trying to get you into Fed Now because they're getting Fed Now coins on the side too. Whatever that is, and I'm making all that stuff up, but that's how they're going to work. They're going to want to pull people into their ecosystem. So if you want to get into, DeFi, that's where we're happy to help.
That's what you got to do. And look at that, Tim. Bam.
There it is.
There it is. The auction is finished. And there are those beautiful checks, man. SBU checks, Tim.
That's it. SBU checks.
Right on, man.
Get them while you can.
Sounds good. And, appreciate it. Good stuff, man.
You got it. And tomorrow night's Tuesday night. And we'll have another, 199 monsters to take a look at. That'll be fun.
Yes.
And then and we'll see where those go, and we'll follow along with the checks.
Incredible project. Like you said, the geographic thing with we're seeing towns that have 1,000 people in it. So there has to be a lot of those NFTs.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, but that's crazy. If they're going to get down to that level, man, there's a lot of cities in the world.
Right. Right. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot to cover.
Substantial project. If they're going to cover that many cities and that's going to be that many NFTs, I can't imagine. That's a substantial project. And like I said, it's just fun. It's fun to kind of to do the story behind it and all that's going on there, and how it's being summoned. Right, you're summoning these monsters, playing this game and looking for them on a blockchain. That's very cool.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, we know a little bit about these different monsters, 4 different ones, all different powers and things like that. I don't know how they're going to work together or the realms. There's a lot more to the story that's going to come out. But what's obvious is that they're going to cover the globe, and so it's going to be a great big community, right? Yeah. It's not like the bees where we're tight and we've got so many and so many that show up here to watch the show and we're real tight. But we're going to end up having friends all over the world, other monster friends. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Right on, man. Yep.
All right, bud. So we'll do it again tomorrow night. We'll go off at 9:00, just like we did tonight.
Well, did you say 9 or 8? Did you?
No, I was just opening the door to a conversation.
Would y'all rather 8 or 9? There you go.
Let's vote it out. You want to go over at 8:00 when the monsters come out for the rest of the day, or we'll keep it
after the video closes? Then you go in the comments and just put it there, because you all got to understand the chat disappears, so you got to put it in the comments below the video after the video closes, and you just put in what's a better time, 8 or 9. All right, thank you.
Very good. All right, everybody. We'll see you then. Thank you.
All right.